This is an innovative 3D food printer. And this is an egg incubator for hatching chickens. What do they have in common? You can place them in a garage and make money using them. In this video, we will tell you about these and other unusual machines. And at the end, there will be a real gem that will allow you to swim in gold just like Scrooge McDuck. So watch until the end. Regular 3D printer. 3D printers remain a popular piece of equipment for small-scale home production. And in the modern world, it's not just for geeks anymore. It's an indispensable household helper. The cost of the most budget-friendly options starts at just a couple of $100s. However, before buying a 3D printer, it's worth remembering that not every item you can print on it will be sellable. Who needs expensive leads? Items that can be sold for a high price often need to be more than just useful. Ideally, they should be unique, original, and they should solve a problem. This requires creativity, engineering skills, or finding the right niche. There are vast libraries of models where you can find ready-made designs for any purpose, sometimes even for free, from automobile parts to specialized gadgets. But if you think that a couple of $100s is too expensive, then keep watching the video to the end, and we'll tell you how you can earn money with zero investment. Desktop vacuum former. This device works in conjunction with a 3D printer and allows you to create molds for almost any model in a matter of seconds. So we place them side by side as an upgrade to the previous business. The molds can be used to produce the same figurines but in mass production from almost any material, including chocolate and soap figurines, thereby significantly expanding the profitability of our printer with a starting price of $500. It's great if you have artistic skills because with the tools mentioned earlier, you can create desktop figurines based on popular games or movie universes, and that's where the real money comes in. Food dehydrators. For making dried fruits or meat snacks, you can now find equipment for any budget and needs, from small units that will allow you to start small home production to various complexes tailored for large enterprises. The cost of drying equipment varies significantly depending on performance and functionality. If we're not talking about large-scale production, but rather meeting the demand of a few stores for dried fruits or a snack stand, then a budget of $1,000 should be sufficient. You can also try starting with budget solutions that will cost around $100, making sun-dried tomatoes or high-end snacks. That way, you can easily earn money for a more expensive machine. And if you're a fan of designer clothing and a fashion enthusiast at heart, then the next machine is designed for you. Embroidery Machine. A trendy field where people are making decent money. Even on social media, there are plenty of examples of people using such machines to create unique embroidery on t-shirts and hoodies, giving a distinctive style to rather ordinary and budget-friendly items. You can take it a step further by entering the corporate sector, creating emblems, logos, and specific merchandise. This allows you to take on a large influx of standard orders if you aren't particularly imaginative when it comes to high fashion. The machine itself will cost you starting from $400, and beyond that, the price range can skyrocket if you move on to industrial models. But for starting in your garage and achieving reasonable quality, the mentioned starting price will be sufficient. And now the most mature and large-scale business you can run from a regular garage. Screw manufacturing machines. At first glance, a production line for fasteners in a garage may seem impossible, but modern Chinese solutions can easily facilitate the production of screws in a small space. The cost of such a solution will vary between $15,000 and $25,000, but in return, you get a high-margin business with constant demand, especially if you have access to hardware stores. Often shipping fasteners from the factory turns out to be more expensive due to the logistics costs, which can be 20 to 30% of the product price. It's worth mentioning that the technological chain may include different equipment, but the basic setup consists of a cold heading machine for forming the head and body and a thread rolling machine for applying the thread. The optimal machine is one that produces about 120 screws per minute. With an intensive cycle, you can produce 50,000 items per shift. As for the raw materials, it depends on the product you're manufacturing and the capabilities of the equipment. For fastening wooden products, stainless steel screws are used, while roofing work requires high-carbon steel fasteners. By choosing the right consumables, you can adapt to demand. Shoe cover making machines. To produce shoe covers, you don't need significant investments or manual labor. To set up the process, you'll need raw materials like regular granulated polyethylene and consumables like elastic bands and, of course, the machine for making shoe covers. Chinese shoe cover machines have high productivity and relatively low costs, making it a profitable option for entrepreneurs. Depending on the performance and modifications, such machines will cost between $10,000 and $15,000. In the era of infectious diseases, adding a mask-making machine to your setup can lead to significant profits. Some people made multi-million-dollar fortunes in early 2020 by starting with just a couple of machines. Don't think that the opportunity has passed. The hype has subsided and many are selling equipment at low prices, so you can still enter this market if you're looking for a small but stable income. And if you want something more significant with a focus on construction, here is a highly profitable option. Rubber tile press. This press allows you to make stylish floor tiles from rubber crumb. They are durable, reliable, and long-lasting, making them highly sought after by various establishments, sports halls, and since recently public playgrounds. The cost of the machine starts at $5,000, but it's money that can be recouped fairly quickly if you can find a regular customer. However, it's important to consider that the garage will not have the most pleasant smell, and you'll need a lot of storage space. But if you don't have that kind of money to spare, here are a few more budget-friendly options. And at the very end, a completely no-investment option as promised. Hydrogel film cutting plotters. Hydrogel films are a recent breakthrough. To avoid encasing delicate and elegant gadgets in bulky cases and bumpers, many prefer to apply films that are perfectly capable of protecting expensive devices from scratches. Hydrogel film cutting plotters allow you to cut these films to fit any of the thousands of modern smartphone models, and you can do it in a matter of seconds. The productivity of these plotters is about 2,000 films per day, which is more than sufficient for commercial production. The plotter's database is constantly updated with templates for all possible phone models, smartwatches, and fitness bands. The cost of such equipment starts at a budget-friendly $300, and beyond that, the price depends on the performance and ease of operation. Keep in mind that in this field, just like in any practically no-investment high business, there are some pitfalls. Companies that manufacture such hydrogel film plotters try to lock their customers into using their own film with a limited number of cuts at an inflated price. In the end, each film costs the buyer a lot, and the material is used inefficiently. But there's a way out. You can hack the device and make it work with films from any manufacturer. Incubators. A somewhat unconventional and time-consuming but very profitable business idea. To start, you'll need to buy a dozen broiler eggs and place them in an incubator, setting the appropriate temperature. Once done, you'll have 10 chicks to sell at a profit. You can repeat the process with ducklings or other hatchlings emerging from eggs. The price for an incubator starts from $150 each. It's advisable to buy several at once, with expenses limited to electricity and minimal grain costs while the hatchlings are being sold. And if you're a cleanliness enthusiast and simply a diligent worker, how about a specialized laundry business? Home carpet cleaning. Carpet cleaning is one of the most relevant services worldwide. Carpets are beautiful and luxurious, but they require proper care. That's why you can set up a specialized laundry in your garage, as long as you have the necessary equipment and access to electricity. You'll need a vacuum cleaner, a rotary washing machine, a high-pressure washer, and a spin dryer. In one working shift, you can clean up to 10 carpets even with semi-professional equipment. A vacuum cleaner can be purchased for $10 to $20. It's used solely for removing large particles. Next is a high-pressure washer, which costs $50 to $100. Finally, a rotary machine and a spin dryer will set you back $500 and $700 respectively. Altogether, this business will cost you around $1,500, with an average cost of cleaning a small carpet being around $20 to $30. The profitability is excellent even with moderate use. Now let's talk about the most romantic garage business idea you can think of: pottery production machine. Handmade clayware and souvenir products are in high demand and can fetch high prices. The only challenge with this idea is that you'll need to learn a new profession from scratch. Creating delicate vases and beautiful figurines isn't as easy as it may seem at first glance. But if you're a creative person and looking for a peaceful activity that can provide for you even in retirement, all you need is a potter's wheel and a small kiln. Prices are quite affordable and you can assemble the necessary set for $500. The time spent with your loved one, just like in Hollywood movies, is truly priceless. Pelletizing press machine for animal feed. Farms are gaining popularity year by year. making feed production a promising niche. It can provide you with a sustainable income since animal feed is essential not only for livestock but also for producing high-margin food for small pets, which are found in nearly every household. During the harvest season, you can purchase raw materials from farmers at low prices and start selling animal feed towards the end of the season, capitalizing on high market demand. The cost of equipment varies in the range of $1,000 to $2,000, which can be recouped in a single normal season. Key cutting and sharpening machines. You can judge for yourself the demand of such a production. Advertisements for knife sharpening services at a modest fee can be found in every neighborhood. But you can also work with more sophisticated equipment. The same applies to key duplication machines. Combining both services in a small workshop makes sense because they complement each other. For example, customers who bring keys can also have their knives sharpened. The cost of the equipment is very affordable, with both machines totaling $200 to $300, and you can promote your services through neighbors and classified ads. Now let's talk about the most promising business where substantial profits can be made, provided you choose the right distribution channel: CNC Engraving Machine. Starting a small business in this field is quite budget-friendly. You can engrave designs by simply loading images from a computer, and a laser engraver will do the rest. Prices for such machines start from a couple of $100s, primarily depending on the working area and engraving precision. With the modest equipment, you can begin producing souvenir items, tap into the corporate sector, engrave laptop, keyboard surfaces, and explore endless creative possibilities producing entirely unique items. Just like with engraving, this is a unique craft where you upload your project and wait for the machine to do all the work for you. The possibilities are limited only by your imagination and engineering skills, because you can create almost anything from wood. From simple wooden signs with intricate carvings to the currently popular children's wooden houses, various wooden construction kits, and puzzles. The cost varies based on power and work surface. Industrial setups can cost hundreds of thousands, while home-based ones can be purchased for around $1,000. Sandblasting machines. These machines are used for high-pressure sandblasting to process glass and mirrors. This technique creates beautiful patterns and designs that last much longer than regular paint. The machine itself is quite affordable. You'll spend only $300 to $600 on its purchase. Additionally, if you acquire a compressor for sandblasting, you can set up a small workshop for refurbishing car wheels and various metal products. In fact, it can be even more cost-effective than working with glass and mirrors. Now let's discuss the most technologically advanced and delightful way to earn money. Food 3D printer. With the Food 3D printer, you can create a variety of culinary dishes, not only a simple composition and complexity, but also true culinary masterpieces. Currently, these 3D printers mainly use chocolate and pastry mixes as ingredients. The quality and detail of the products can sometimes rival photo printing. This includes various three-dimensional chocolate figures, flat images, and inscriptions that are in high demand among confectioners. Another application is cake decoration. With a smartphone, you can create models of brides and grooms, and with a 3D printer, produce figures to adorn the cake. The prices for such items are quite high, and the equipment pays for itself within a couple of months, without investment and special equipment. Producing dumplings and other frozen semi-finished products is a business where your culinary creativity is the only limit. Of course, there are specialized machines ranging from inexpensive manual ones to industrial setups that cost thousands of dollars. However, you can start step by step, even without significant upfront investments. Once you've secured your first customers, you can gradually progress. Handmade semi-finished products often command higher prices, especially when using high-quality ingredients. There's always demand for such products, making it a viable option for starting a business without specialized equipment. There are numerous ways to earn money without leaving your garage. Entire production lines can fit into a small space, and progress keeps moving forward. All you have to do is choose what suits your interests and get started. Thank you for watching.